Hello, welcome to the Word Cafe podcast. This podcast has been designed with curated content that centers on the power of words. Can we really do anything without speaking? Can we really do anything without the agency of words? Yes, that is what this podcast is all about. And I am your host, Amakri Isoboye, your neighborhood word trader. I believe in the power of words, for it is the unit of creation. I trade in words to profit my world. I had this, what I call it, disturbance somewhere around my body. And I reached out for it to apply a certain pressure on it, like to itch, or rather to scratch, because I felt an itching. And when I touched it, what I discovered was an itch. Hi, how are you? Welcome to the Word Cafe. Yes, you're wondering, why did I start with that line? You get to know. Relax. Today I want to talk about what I have titled my itch. Yes. What is your itch? That is I-S-H. So I started with that just to introduce us to, that, what I call it, it's not really a word, but an appendage to a word. It is like a symbol, and one thing about symbols, they are a language. Yeah, they help us understand our past. Like the saying goes, a picture speaks or says 1,000 words, but it is left for the beholder to decipher, the word, and at the same time the meaning. Growing up, I have come to encounter this word. I know the minute I say it, you can relate with it. Selfish. The first time I heard that word, what came to me was somebody practically trading in fish. Like, this person is selfish. So over the years, that meaning that I perceived had stayed with me. But, discovering the power of words, I have looked at it in-depthly again to appreciate. Selfish. Selfish. And come on. Actually, it is a word. Selfish, self, and ish. Initially, I thought it was sell and fish. Bringing those two words together to have selfish, and all that. But I came to realize, no, it is talking about self, as in your personality, then bringing an appendage to it, as it were, self-fish, or you say self-ish. And when you say it in a flow, selfish. As usual, I had to go dig. What is the meaning of that word, selfish? Let me go find out. Why do we, And I came to discover, there's one thing I've come to realize about most of the words we use today most of them have their origin in the church, Christianity, yes, and in science. So I got this sometime in 1630s from self, like I just explained, plus ish. This was found in Hackett's Life of Archbishop Williams, 1693, to have been coined by Presbyterians. Yes, it is synonymous with self-seeking, self-ended, self-full. Let us understand what our own selfish genes are up to, because we may then at least have the chance to upset their designs. This was said by Richard Dawkins, the selfish gene. Then I went down to look, just to appreciate it more. Self is a word forming element, indicating one self. From Old English, use of self is a pronoun in compounds such as self-banner, suicide, self-I, self-love, pride, unity, egoism, self-will, free will. That ish is like adjectival in nature. You attach it to something to describe something, ish, of the activity or country. Yes, in later use of the nature of character. So you see things like Danish, referring to somebody from maybe Denmark or something. And I looked at it and I was like, why? Why that ish? Why the ish? It is describing something. It is pointing to something. It is qualifying something. And everybody seemed to embrace a certain level of qualification or identification. Follow me? Yes, we all want to identify with something. We belong to this group. I belong to that group. So more or less, I have an ish. I have an ish. You hear somebody say blackish. You hear somebody say I said selfish already. You hear manish, womanish. And somehow we all embrace one certain kind of ish or the other. And somehow it has brought about this, would I say, subconscious divisions amongst us. And when we want to do anything, we look out for the ish. We look out for that ish. Does he speak our ish? Does he represent our ish? And somehow we all have become ishy. Yes, ishy. Oh, you see them, you see that guy, the way he moves, that lady, the way she moves, it's like, oh, she has the ish, he has the ish, we can relate. And we all have embraced a certain kind of self. And we have created these barriers all around us. I hear people talk about, this is my truth. I hear them say things like, this is how I feel. This is me. But come to think of it, if that is you, have you tried to appreciate the other person? What do I mean by that? We are in an era where we talk about self-love. Don't get me wrong. Yeah, it's good. Talk about self-love, embrace it, breathe it, live it, talk about it. Everybody's like self-love. Take care of yourself. Take care of yourself and all that self-love and all that is good. But somehow The self-love message is becoming overrated. It's becoming, what I say, replacing what love truly is. Self-love. I hear something like selfish, my-ish. This is my-ish. I must take care of myself. But hello, when you look at the mirror, who do you see? Do you see an image, a reflection of yourself, or you see a reflection of your ish? Your ish, yes. When we talk about love, we cannot take it away from the originator, or he that defined love. Who is that one? You all know him. We all know him. Yes. God is love. Now come to think of it, if we all have the ish of God in us, God-ish. Imagine if we operate from that standpoint, that we all have that ish, God-ish, deep down in us. What is it going to look like? I think it's going to be utopia, in my opinion. Yes, because now you're going to be operating not from your ish, but you're going to be operating from his ish. From the standpoint, God-ish. We are all, yes, of him. What is your ish? Ask yourself that question. What is my ish? If my ish is God, I think I will operate better. I think I will live better. I think I will see my brother. I will see my sister. I will see that person across differently, because I am operating from the standpoint of God-ish. Hello guys, what is your ish? That itching deep within. Well, you know how we do it here. We just come to throw those thoughts that will push us to that point to think and rethink, learn and unlearn, and reskill and retool to see things better. What is your ish? Next time it comes, next time he comes, next time that thought drives through you, ask yourself that question. What is my ish? What qualifies me? What is that adjective that forms my frame of operation? All right, I gotta go now. But you know it, we will be back with more juicy conversation. Enjoy your ish. Bye for now.
Oh, yeah, beautiful. Before we sign off, I just want to encourage you. Yeah, it's been a wonderful time. And also, I'd like to hear from you, your feedback. You know, you've been listening to the Word Cafe podcast. I would love to hear from you, the feedback. If you have any questions, you go ahead and ask those questions. You can reach me at my email address, amachrigaribaldi@gmail.com. Amachri is AMACHREGaribaldi@gmail.com. Yeah, and we'll get back. You know how we do it on the show. Thank you.
awesome time it has been with you on the Word Cafe podcast today. Thank you for being there. You can catch me up on my social media handles, Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, all at Amakri Isoboye. Also, you can get copies of my books, A Cocktail of Words, The Color of Words, and my HR notebook on Amazon and on Roving Heights online bookstores. You can also subscribe to my YouTube page at the same address. Yes, till we see you again. Bye for now.